essentially geopolitics में कोई morality नहीं होती. It is all a marriage of convenience. Right? But then how do we blame the Pakistanis, right? The Pakistanis, the famous line of Imran Khan where he said there is good Taliban and then there is bad Taliban. Well, clearly there is good Taliban and bad Taliban. It depends on when it is good and when it is bad, right?
No. There is no bad Taliban. There is only good Taliban. I have been saying this since 2019 when I went to Afghanistan. There is no such thing as bad Taliban. They're all very good people. I've personally, met many of them. They're very good, kind people. There's only good Taliban. He was wrong. There is no bad Taliban.
So then, so then how does India practice geopolitics when we have such such rubbish? I was going to say bullshit, but yeah, well, we how can we have a consistent form? Do you think the Congress would have not done the same thing what the BJP did with Taliban? Like they would have accepted it too.
Done the exact same thing. They would have done the exact same thing. Right? Now, the issue here is very simple. The people raising this, first of all, the first person to flag this and raise this is a freelancer who's out of a job who nobody finds worthwhile employing. This is a fantastic way of getting some attention. And the only people that call her are news laundry to their events. Because no journalist with an actual job wants to go to their events. Only the jobless ones want to go to their events. Right? It's really that simple. This is attention mongering. Me too. They don't give a shit if women get raped. They don't get a shit if women get educated. They only want to go in and have those Afghan sambosas and Kabuli pulao inside the Afghan embassy. That is all they're really looking for.
So essentially, this is seeking attention on a nothing burger. That's what it was.
Yes. But it was actually a lot more sinister than that. Remember, this week saw a concerted attempt to undermine India-Afghan relations. The Pakistanis launched a targeted strike inside Afghan territory. They attacked Afghan territory on the borders. They got made mincemeat of. They've lost about 58 soldiers. And they claim to have captured 2 posts, but it turns out those were all fake staged, which has now been exposed on Twitter as being staged things because they didn't capture diddly squat. These journalists who were talking about all this crap, they were basically acting as fifth columns for the Pakistanis.
So then how do we... Okay.
Mind you, all their outlets had no qualms sending male reporters in. They didn't stay out of the press briefing in protest. So then they should have resigned from their news outlets.
Yeah, why didn't the male reporters resign?
No, why didn't the female reporters resign that they got overridden and their male colleagues got sent in? That means their own bosses are Taliban mentality, no? And the Editors Guild of India puts out a protest with 3 men signing it. Given the caliber of the women protesting, I think the Taliban took a meritocratic decision. It wasn't a gender-based decision to leave these reporters out. It was a meritocratic decision to leave these reporters out because they saw that they were all unpaid little hacks, Pakistani hacks, and nothing better.
So, but eventually the women did get to come, and I can only imagine
that was charity. You understand? Yeah. If somebody has told you that they are not going to feed you, you throw a tantrum and get invited to the house for nuisance value. Have you no shame about yourself? Do you have no dignity? Do you have no self-respect? Tum to thook ke bhi layak nahi ho. Thu. Where is your bloody self-respect?
But I can only imagine the conversation
between a dog on the street has more self-respect than these so-called journalists who went in after being treated like trash.
Yeah, but what must be the conversation between India and the Afghans, the Talibanis? This is the India was like, "अरे आने दो ना आप लोग हमारे लिए एक और नया झंझट खड़ा कर रहे हो." So Now, see, all of this is connected to the Afghan Pakistan conflict. And as always, whether we like it or not, it is our neighborhood. And we have a fundamental role to play in our neighborhood. And Afghanistan is very much part of our neighborhood. So, how does India perceive this entire Afghanistan Pakistan struggle? And a one on what are they fighting for right now? Like, what is it about? They keep fighting Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Look, the Pakistan-Afghanistan border has never been resolved to Afghanistan's satisfaction. Okay. And Pakistan believes that playing religion, Pakistan basically believes that playing the religion card, you can overcome language like they did with Bengal, or ethnicity like they believe with Afghanistan. The thing about the Afghans now is because they're a religious government, they say, boss, we out Islam you. Your Islam isn't the real Islam. Our Islam is the real Islam. Fuck you. So even on religious grounds, we have a right to take you over. Okay. But deeper down, if you look at it, it is revenge for all those 20 years when many of the Taliban did not want to fight. Their families were kidnapped, killed, handed over to the Americans like bargaining chips or whatever. They don't trust the Pakistanis one bit. They hate the Pakistanis. And they are now paying back the Pakistanis in their own coin. The Pakistanis used to keep claiming to the Americans, we can't control the Taliban because we're a control deficit state. We're a third world country. Now the Afghans are doing the same. The issue was this particular week, because they knew there was a normalization of India-Afghan ties happening, these people decided to take some hard action against the Afghans, not expecting the kind of blowback. So they tried killing Mehsood of the TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, in and there was retaliation. It turns out that one strike by the Pakistan military, probably, I think, on a death is to death ratio, the Afghan army kind of is matching the Indian army in the number of terrorists we killed after Pahalgam. And all of this without having a functioning air force or navy.
So essentially, it's about the border. They've never agreed on the border. Pakistan claims that they control Afghanistan, but Pakistan has successfully sold this to the Americans that they control Afghanistan, while the Afghans keep fighting with them. How does this happen? Like, I don't understand how the Americans are so easily convinced by the Pakistanis. Explain that to me.
So, see, the thing is, I don't think they've convinced the Americans of anything like that. What they have convinced the Americans of is that they have lots of, what's it called? क्या कहते हैं इसको? Rare earths. Okay. This is what they want the Americans to believe. Now, anybody with half a brain knows that Pakistan really doesn't have any rare earths worth its salt. But that doesn't prevent the Pakistanis from selling this. Now, remember, Trump is a guy who's big about natural resources and shit like that. So he's obviously going to fall for this. They've sent about $500 million worth of uh, so-called rare earths to America. We don't know if it is processed, if it is not processed. The Chinese have now stopped their extraction and separation equipment exports. So how is Pakistan going to do it? We don't know. It's going to be one more of those nothing burgers. Tell me, how many times has Pakistan promised the earth and rocked up with absolutely nothing to show for? Now, if the Americans want to get made fools of again, congratulations to them. I'm very happy for them. I wish Pakistan on America, and I wish America on Pakistan. Now, can I just show you this? If you can bring it up on the map. This is the blue is the part of Pakistan that Afghanistan claims. It's slightly more than 50% of Pakistan.
Really? I mean, Afghanistan भी ज़्यादा जज्बाती नहीं होगी तुझे लगता है इधर?
See, these are the maximalist claims. They'll settle for a lot less. But because the Baloch are there in the south. So,
Hmm.
I think if you cut it off here, can you see this where I'm moving my
Yeah,
mouse?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You cut it off here and say this is Balochistan and north. Everything north of Quetta is Afghanistan. They'll be quite happy with that. But remember, the biggest Pashtun city today, any guess?
Biggest Pashtun city must be in KPK, na? या वो जो भी है.
No,
Where?
it's Karachi.
क्या बात कर रहा है? कराची में?
Karachi has the biggest Pashtun population on earth.
वाओ. सो
Yeah,
कराची की तो पूरी डेमोग्राफी चेंज हो गई है फिर.
of course. And see, I support our Afghan brothers in all their claims. I have to be very clear about this because they're feminists. And in
Yes.
fact, it is wrongly construed to be a territorial ethnic dispute. I personally believe that the Taliban are going into Pakistan to liberate the oppressed women of Pakistan. Because, Pakistan is a very patriarchal, oppressive society towards women. And I believe the Taliban are there to liberate women and bring about, democratic structures of government. Why are you
So,
laughing? Do you see me laughing?
because it's so ridiculous. I
Well, if Al Jolani can be a moderate, the Taliban can be feminists, bro.
see. Yeah, obviously. अरे वो
Have you
आदमी को
ever,
वो
have you
लोग यूएन
ever,
में लाके
have
उसको
you
सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं यार.
have you ever seen an American, French, German EU diplomat ever smile when they call Al Jolani a moderate rebel?
Never.
Never. So why you giggling?
Because I can't. I can't stop laughing. It is all, because it is all ridiculous. That's what my point
Anybody,
is.
anybody who disagrees with the Taliban being democratic, secular, progressive feminist is a Pakistani agent, is a paid ISI spy,
Oh, oh, साले.
and needs to be thrown in jail.
Oh.